looked like a lot of intensity out there, maybe trying to push a little hard today.
Yeah, yesterday we kind of took it another step. We got back in pads yesterday. Wednesday we looked like we hadn't practiced in a week and a half or played. But I thought yesterday they showed up and had the right mindset. And then today, kind of another step, a lot more intensity. Today we had some live work and just kind of, you just can't. So it's 2 weeks tomorrow since we've played. So you can't. There's only a certain amount of time you can go in this game without putting your pads on somebody. And there's a certain mindset that you have to have, and you can't just show up and get that. It has to be prepared for and created in practice. So this is just kind of where we are in our phase of preparation. Today and tomorrow is two showing up, get after days, and so I thought they had right focus today. They knew exactly the type of practice that we were going to have, and the type of work we needed to get, and so it was good energy, good intensity, really all the way through. And then we've been getting our conditioning, kind of making sure we're back where we need to be there. Tomorrow will be another very physical day. We'll do a couple different drills, and then we'll do some 2-minute live at the end. Just get full speed decision making there on both sides, and but we're getting a lot of team pass, so we're doing good inside, one-on-ones and all that stuff. But also good Notre Dame prep, and then we've got today's our first full day of JV. We kind of take the first couple days and kind of teach and get them ready a little bit, because a lot of those guys, like I said, have been scout team all year. And we got a lot of guys that are good players that are going to have bigger roles next year. That we've got it's a great opportunity to get them some really good one-on-one work with everybody else out of the way. So we've got that process going, and today we'll get into kind of a full little JV schedule with them, and then same thing tomorrow. And like I said, that'll go all the way through Wednesday. Sunday we'll meet. Kind of be more of a mental day, slow things down, teach, work on a little bit more of our installation, and then Monday morning we'll be back on the field, have meetings early, and then kind of have a jog through type practice, and then another Tuesday type practice on Tuesday, kind of like we're having today and tomorrow. So I think we got a good plan, a good mixture, and then we'll have another full week once we get down to the bowl site.
Defensively, what kind of different looks do they like to present?
Well, they do a good job with their pressures up front. I mean, they're a 4-man front, but they stand to end up most of the time, which is a little different. The easiest thing, where they're an odd front, but they're mostly a 4-man front. And then they do a good job on. I think they do a good job post snap. And I think that's where we've got to really do a good job in our preparation. They give you one thing pre-snap, but post-snap is when all the magic happens. So they do a nice job with some of their disguises. They play a lot of one safety, but they have different techniques with how they do that. Sometimes they line up in it and they play it. Sometimes they end up in it. A lot of 2-man, a lot of 1-man, a lot of quarters coverage. So they'll get into some quarter half stuff. They just do a nice job of mixing it up, and they mix their techniques up with it, as far as whether they play up and press you, or they're off, and come down. So we've got to be really schooled up on these guys post snap. This is a big game, and there's some post snap decisions that have to be made by everybody, not just the quarterback. But then we got to be locked in up front. Do a nice job. This is the best D-line we've played across the board, and they do a nice job of scheming up your protections and things like that. So we got a good plan coming together. I feel good about it.
Coach, Chris Fink has had touchdowns in 2 of their biggest games against USC and Michigan.
Who's that?
Chris Fink, the wide receiver.
What number is he? Slot?
Yeah,
Okay.
senior slot
10,
receiver.
81, 83. I got all their numbers. I can't remember everybody's name.
Is 10, he's a senior slot receiver, former walk-on. Is he basically their Hunter Renfro?
Yeah. I mean, he's a really good player. He's quick as a cat. He got good hands. They mean, they play other guys, but it's pretty much 10, 81, 83. That's kind of their offense goes through those three guys, and their tight end. The tight end's a really good player for them, and then obviously those three backs. They're a run-first offense. They're built to run the ball, and then everything comes off of that. Try to stay on schedule and take a lot of shots with 81 out, 83 outside. But Tim's a heck of a player. He's a returner. He's definitely kind of their move the chains guy. But he can get down the middle of the field and heartbeat too.
Their offensive line struggled some early in the year. What have you seen out of their development sort of as the season?
Well, they've gotten better and better. I think they might have been the runner-up to the best OL in the country. I think whatever that award is. I think they were one of the best, and this is as good a group as we've seen. Very talented. They play well together. This is a team that the most impressive thing about Notre Dame to me is they don't beat themselves. I mean, you can watch from game one all the way through, and you can count on 3 fingers how many times they got guys running wide open, for example. I mean, they're they're where they're supposed to be. So you have to make the plays. You have to play well. You have to execute, and they're going to make you execute and make plays. They're not going to give you a whole lot. And it's the same thing on the offensive side. They're just, especially when they went to Book. He's a baller, man, and Wimbush is a heck of a player. But Book just kind of took him to another level. And I mean, he's a slippery guy. He makes a lot of plays, but they take care of the ball. Do a nice job of that. Defensively, they don't give up. They're like 9th in the country in scores. They're stingy on defense, and then offensively, they take care of the ball. They play within their scheme, and they create field position. So they've won a lot of close games. They're just do a nice job, man. They don't beat themselves. So you have to beat them. And at this point, nobody's been able to do that.
Yeah, but there's been lots of talk about expanding the playoff this week. What are your thoughts on the current system and the possibility of that?
I'm the wrong guy to ask that. I'd be more going back to 2, to be honest with you. I'm not more is better guy. I know there's a huge crowd out there for that, but I think that college football is unique, and now all of a sudden it just becomes like everything else when you do that. In my opinion, you got 130 teams, so I think I've always felt like we got 68 bowls or something like that. I think it's awesome that you got 30, whatever that is, 34. My math right, 34 teams that get to end their season on a positive note and build some excitement going into the off season and all that. I love that about college football. I love all the funky matchups. I love the funky Cole Medina, Poulan, Weed Eater Bowl, and wherever. I love all that. I like the crazy games. There's obviously a market for it because the TVs love to put it on there. And I love the trips. I've experienced it as a player and a coach. I'm more traditionalist when it comes to that. And I get that. I mean, we benefited from being able to get in the Final Four. But it's hard. It's hard. And I hate the fact that all of a sudden now it's not cool to go to the Gator Bowl. Are you kidding me? I don't like that mindset. I think the more you expand, the more that becomes. And again, I know that falls on a lot of deaf ears and all that, but I'm just telling you, it doesn't mean I'm right. That's just my opinion. I'm not telling anybody else they're wrong. It's just they can have their opinion wherever they want to have it. I love the passion of college football, and I think the more you expand, the less the season matters. It just don't matter. And now all of a sudden, we're in the playoffs, and it doesn't matter if you're 9-3, 8-4. You're in the playoffs, and so who cares? You start games don't matter anymore. Some of the games you don't even play them. You just sit everybody. I think that would creep in more and more. I don't get a vote. That's my opinion. But whatever, if we expand, I'll embrace that. We'll rock and roll. I love my job. I love what I do. I'll embrace whatever people who make those decisions say. Because I don't make those decisions. I just abide by the rules and go do it. And I've always believed in that.
Coach, this is the second straight year your opponent in the semifinal didn't play in a conference championship game. Alabama had some injuries last year. I know you get the same number of practices, but is the whole extra time thing kind of overblown?
Well, you know, they didn't know who they were playing, so that championship week. So, you know, I mean, it's not like and they were off. It's not like the guys were in there practicing for Clemson the week that we were doing. Now the problem, you know, the difference is that it's a long time for them to go without playing a game. For us, you know, they got back last week, but we were coming off of a week of work. So, you know, I think it's probably overblown. It's more. Both teams are going to get ready. Both teams are who they are, and you just got to play well on that day. It's a few plays, and they'll have a great preparation. We're going to have great preparation, and you know, who can get the job done for those 4 quarters. That's what it comes down to. None of the rest of it really matters. I mean, it's always a storyline, but it's really not about that. These guys have played a lot of football. They've played 13 games, so they've played 12. Both teams have been ready.
So your discussion, the dilution of the bowls, and you know, we might sell some players. This hasn't happened to you yet, but
say again. What was it?
When you're discussing the dilution of the bowls, like not mattering so much, do you have any thoughts on players choosing to not play in bowls that aren't the playoffs?
Does it matter what my thoughts are? It don't matter. It doesn't matter. You know, as a coach, okay, if you don't want to play, don't play. And just let me know who wants to play, and let's go play. Now, my opinion is I hate it. I don't like that, you know. And it's easy to say, oh, well, you're the coach, makes all that money, and you're gonna say that. No crap. I mean, listen, my thing is I don't choose to live my life that way. I personally, I choose to play. I mean, otherwise, why even play your whole senior year? I mean, you can get hurt anytime. You can get hurt getting in the car. In fact, you got better odds getting in the car to get hurt than you do playing football. So that's my opinion, but that's also a product of the playoff. You know, before the playoff, you didn't see all that. Now all of a sudden, playoff comes along. Well, I'm not in the Final Four, and all of a sudden, and I don't. That's an unintended consequence to the playoff system. And not everybody's a first rounder. But listen, I get it, and the flip side of that is I understand. I don't. Hey, everybody's got to make their own decisions. So you don't sit there and can't get mad about it. I mean, hey, that's what you want to do. Go for it. I appreciate it. I want to know who's all in. I want to know who really wants to play, as opposed to kind of being half in, not really wanting to play. I don't think that's fair. So I appreciate if I was in that situation, a guy don't want to play. Hey, man, let me know. Let me get the next guy ready. Don't show up playing the game if you're not 100% committed to it, or you're worried or whatever. But I just personally, as a man of faith, I just don't think you can walk around in bubble wrap and I think God's will is going to be done in your life. It's just my opinion. So I don't like it, but as a coach, you better embrace it because there ain't nothing you can do about it. So I ain't real worried about it. We got anybody that don't want to play, don't play. Wish them well. Love them up, wish them well, pat them on the butt, and let's go get the next guy ready. It's not that big a deal.
I go back to Notre Dame, since they brought Dexter Williams back into the lineup, their running games obviously is predicated around the run game, but they've been able to affect the RPO a lot with the book kid. On the back end, how important is it for your guys to play with a lot of tenacity and at the same time? I mean,
focus and discipline, eyes on the right things, line up the right way. Understand the formations and how we got to adjust to them. But they do a nice job. I mean, that back's come in. I think he was out the first 4 games, and he's over 1,000 yards in 8 games. Good player. But they do a nice job. First of all, we got to stop the run. I mean, we've got to take something away from them. If you allow them to get comfortable and efficient in the run game, then it creates a lot of problems with the RPOs and so forth. But if we can kind of win on first and second down, in that run situation time, now you kind of create your advantageous situation. So, because now you play a little more coverage and things like that, and hopefully not be as exposed to some of that stuff. But they do a nice job. But again, it doesn't matter who we play. I mean, when we've had issues this year, it's not like people are just running by us and making these incredible plays and just beating us. We got guys running wide open because we don't line up right. We play poor leverage. We don't play situational awareness, and we really only had one game. The Texas A&M game was kind of an anomaly. second game, a lot of unknowns, a lot of things, and we got better. And we played great all year. In the South Carolina game, we didn't do a very good job. So it's important. It starts with your communication, making sure you know the call. It helps when you know the call and communicating, and lining up right, formation recognition of what comes off of it, situational awareness and alignments and splits, leverage, all those things. So we got to do a great job in being dialed in so we can have good, clean execution. The guys make plays when they make plays. And let's make them earn it. Make them earn it. Don't let guys be running wide open. Let's make sure we got contested plays.
It'll do a lot of tempo, dude.
They do some tempo. Yeah, absolutely.
Would you consider them the most balanced team you guys have played this year?
They're one of them. I'd have to go back and think. We've played a few teams that are pretty balanced, but they're definitely one of the teams that I think South Carolina was pretty balanced. If I remember correctly. They do a nice job, but they're a little more run oriented early, but they're not afraid to push that ball down the field, especially with the two trees outside they got.
Not a lot of yellow jerseys out there. Is this as healthy as you can remember being going into a bowl game or a playoff?
Probably so. Yeah, and I think that's a product of our depth. And then, we had 11 games. We won 20 or more points, so we were able to play a lot of people. We got a lot of tread on the tires. And, we've had some years where, man, it was kind of just trying to get to this point so you could get some guys back healthy, but we're not really trying to get anybody back healthy at this stage. Noah Hahn is the only guy that's been out all year that he's a guy that we hope to get back. But other than that, everybody's in a really good spot. So we're fortunate. We've developed a lot of guys that I think functionally can go play, and I think next year you're going to see the benefits of that even more. But we're in a good place health-wise, and hopefully, knock on wood, we'll be
Very accurate.
because you got to practice. You can't. You can't. It goes back to what we said about the bowl stuff. You got to practice. I mean, you just can't. You can't coach and play and you have to practice. Things happen, they happen. You go on. But you can't go out there and worry about stuff. You gotta. Otherwise, it's a waste of time anyway. You're gonna get your butt beat because you're not prepared. You're not ready.
From an academic standpoint, you feel pretty good?
Yeah. We've had an amazing semester academically. These guys are awesome, awesome all year long academically. So we're in a good place here.
Mentioned last one the other day about helping with the red shirt practice and whatnot. Who's some other players that are
Well, I mean, obviously KJ getting the experience that he got early part of the year. I think Jordan McFadden has gotten in 2 or 3 games. He's going to be a heck of a player. Man, we hit a home run on that guy. He has got all the right stuff. I think obviously Maskell, Venables, and Jake and Mike Jones, both those guys they're going to be good players, and they both have gotten in a couple of games, gotten a little bit of experience as well. So really excited about them. Obviously, we didn't redshirt Kyler and Mario, but they've gotten some experience and they've learned and been in all the meetings and stuff like that. And that's going to pay off for them. Same thing with a guy like Braden Galloway. Just looking at him out there today, I mean, he is going to be a great player. He needs another off season in the weight room. But man, he's got the tools, he's got the temperament, the mindset for it, and he's just in a whole nother place right now than where he was when we started in August. So I mean, a lot of those guys, across the board. I think Darnell is making some strides. It's good to see him out there today, doing some of the things. He's been in this weight room grinding. He's got a bigger butt on him now. We're kind of beefing him up a little bit. But it's a really, really good group. I don't have any doubt that they'll be ready come spring.
Coach, speaking of those young guys, you got early signing
Guys, we're
period
going to
next
wrap
week.
it up here. Thank you, everybody.